Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name's Connor. Let's get right into today's live stream. I hope everybody's doing great. Bitcoin's in a pretty critical spot right now. We'll go right into the Bitcoin chart. And we'll start on the daily. Then we're going to zoom out, and I'll show you guys the higher time frame perspective. But in terms of the daily time frame, we're right exactly where we were yesterday. All right, we're right at the top of the channel resistance. And make no mistake, this is very big resistance up here. As you can see, with price going vertical and then stalling, directly right here at our parallel channel resistance. So it's kind of obvious. This is a must break level. And let's look on the monthly time frame. You guys remember the start of October? October we're in. The month of October we're currently in right now. You guys remember the start of the month? How I basically said, if we're going to go down, we want to put in like a nice long wick, and then we want to flip the monthly candle green, and we want to have a really big, expansive green candle to the upside. Well, this is our monthly candle right now for October. And it put in that nice long wick down. We have a nice full green candle body at the moment, but there's still 14, 15 days left in the month. A lot can happen, a lot can change. However, at this moment in time, the monthly candle on Bitcoin looks extremely bullish. All right, so let's get that out of the way to start. For 2 weeks, we went down at the start of October. Now this week, we've simply been going up. So that's our higher time frame view. The weekly, as we can see, right, first week of October, nothing. Second week, nothing. And here we have some moves to the upside. All right, so the higher time frame analysis is looking quite bullish. Where it gets a little shaky is down here in the lower time frames. Now, in the lower time frames, we have a nice ascending chopping structure here on Bitcoin. And for sure, some people are going to draw it like this and say it's a rising wedge with some pretty obvious bearish divergence. And they're calling for a dump. And rightfully so. From a technical perspective, it makes perfect sense to call for something like that. I understand what they're looking at completely. Now, as I've been saying for, a very long time here on YouTube, in an aggressive uptrend, the bearish divergence does not play out in terms of a breakdown. What tends to happen if price is going to aggressively move higher when it starts kind of printing a shaky chart like this, an iffy chart, if it's going to stay in an aggressive uptrend, it will fall, but it will hold the base of support. All right. Many examples can be seen at the end of September over here, right? When price was rising in this pocket over here, right? Every new high that was made, there was bearish divergence. But guess what? It just managed to hold this level down here at like 62K and then push up to a new high. All right, so if we're gonna stay in an aggressive uptrend here on Bitcoin, at most the Monday mid range at 64,800, price will go down here at most. If that's that's the second most bullish scenario. The most bullish scenario is we just go vertical right up here. This is important, right? We have this level up here at $68,500. This is kind of like the final supply zone before the all-time high, as far as I'm concerned. All of this price action in here is really not much to get through, right? But this all-time high that's the mark. In order to fill this gap, we just need to flip 68.5K. All right, so the most bullish scenario is a move, just cut through supply like butter and then head right up to the all-time high. The second most bullish scenario would be price does end up breaking down from this structure, this bearish structure it's printing right now, but it holds the base of support, which it typically does in an aggressive uptrend. And from there, it makes its way and then it breaks this resistance. Now, where things can get a little bit shaky here is if we end up just flat out rejecting off of this resistance. And if that were to happen, where would price go? Well, the lowest I realistically see going here is 63,500, which is the bottom of this red box here. All right, this red zone. This is here for a reason. All of my charts, if there's something on it, it's there for a reason. And typically the proximal and dismal lines of these zones are very relevant. All right, so I also notice how it's very close to the monthly open as well as the quarterly open here at 63,250. So this is really a ironclad support as far as I'm concerned. It hasn't been tested yet since price got back above it recently, but as far as I'm concerned, this 63,500 level is an ironclad support, and I do expect that to hold if price does end up breaking down from the structure and heading back down here to test the October monthly open price. And that's the most bearish scenario I see. And after that happens, I do suspect price to continue to make its way higher and push to that all-time high. Remember, guys, remember the ideas we've been discussing on this channel since I started going live every single day. Like, I don't know, has it been a month already? Something like that. The idea is to see a bullish market leading into the election. And the election is 20 days away, give or take. So we're right around the corner. We're less than 3 weeks away from this bad boy. So it makes perfect sense to see the break here, break this resistance, and go ahead and tackle that all-time high, and then, you know, start pushing towards $100,000 and beyond for Bitcoin. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the charts right now for BTC. Bullish no matter what. I would love to see the bears get absolutely smoked here and we just go through the most bullish scenario, which is basically vertical. But I'm not so naive, and I respect resistance. And I understand very well that we could test a little lower first, because this is a major, major higher time frame resistance level. And this is the first time it's really been tested in a long time here. So these major resistances don't just get broken through so easily. Sometimes they do, especially with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's built different. But yeah, I mean, this isn't I've been looking at these charts for a while, guys. Like I've seen stuff like this play out. There's a very real chance we do end up actually dipping here into the 63s. But again, I want to see it go vertical. We'll see what happens. Now, talking more on Bitcoin here and where we're at. So here's a tweet from TechDev52. He says the current mix of technicals and sentiment has primed the next vertical leg. When mass attention arrives, it will happen fast. This is the important part that you should pay attention to. And this is something you'll hear me repeat very often, but it's worth repeating because it's how crypto works. The crypto market is not like any other asset class that exists. It has its own rules to the game. So he says here, only 30 days are responsible for 99% of Bitcoin's gains over the past 10 years. That is a very true statement. Crypto goes through long periods of consolidation, and then it booms in very short amounts of time. And this is the time to strike while the iron is hot. This is the time to essentially make your money. You have to understand this about crypto. It goes through long, multi-month, multi-year downtrends and sideways trends, accumulations. And then for small periods of time, it goes parabolic to the upside. And we are coming up to one of these parabolic moments. All right. We're kind of the entire market sense. So if there was ever a time to lock in, it's right now. And then he said it's the sideline / late arrival tax, and it's steep. What does that mean? It means if you're too pussy to be a bull, you're going to have to pay the late arrival tax. And it is a hefty, hefty tax because you're buying altcoins, you're buying Bitcoin after they've already pumped and your gains are diminished. So take that info, take what you will from it, but I thought that was important to share today. Now, in terms of, you know, the people arriving late and, you know, Bitcoin, crypto pumping for very short amounts of time, and that's where the money is made. Retail is oblivious to this fact. Retail has no idea that this is how the crypto market works. So let's take a look at this tweet here from this dude. He says, Bitcoin in March, price was at $72,000. The Coinbase App Store ranking was number 20 in the entire world. Now Bitcoin is at 68,000, 67,000, whatever. The Coinbase App Store ranking is 440. Price is almost the same. Retail isn't here yet. We're going higher. I agree. Again, this is how the hive mind thinks. Oh, back in March, Bitcoin 72K. Altcoins are going crazy. I got to get on Coinbase. I got to get into this crypto thing. Call me up. Yo, Connor, can you teach me about this crypto thing? Which coin should I buy? It's dead silent right now. What are they doing? They're watching football. They're eating Cheetos. Guess what? When this market starts to take off, they're going to be, if your friends know you're in crypto, they're going to call you up and ask you what coins to buy, and they're going to be late. Retail is completely oblivious to what's happening. This is just how the market works, right? If everybody knew what was going on, then everybody would be much better off than they are currently, and that's just not the case. So keep that in mind as well, right? This is how the hive mind thinks. If price goes sideways for 7 months and then it ends up at the same exact price point it was, they completely forgot that it's pretty insane how Bitcoin's about to make a new all-time high. That's where we're at right now. So it makes perfect sense to just see Bitcoin blow the roof off this thing and, get up here to 74,000. Makes perfect sense to see that. Also, keep in mind, we got the all-time high from 2021 at 69, and that hasn't been hit yet, lads. All right, so if we're gonna do some bearish stuff here, I think at the very least it's gonna sweep that all-time high from 2021, and then maybe go test those levels we were talking about before in the red zone. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. That should be pretty clear, lads. That should be pretty clear. Now, talking about Trump and his World Liberty Financial. So they ended up raising $11 million in their first day of token sales. And I mean, hey, $11 million is 11 and a half, right? I mean, it's not a small sum of money, but for somebody like Donald Trump, I don't know. It's not much, but I guess everybody kind of is skeptical of it, which is perfectly fine. I'm also skeptical of it. But yeah, that's the update in regards to World Liberty Financial, Trump's crypto exchange with their token ICO. They raised 11.5 mil in their first day, if you were wondering. And they have an ambitious 300 million target. So, yeah, they're pretty short on that right now. Also, in other news, Larry Fink says Bitcoin is an asset comparable to gold. And this is just stuff that's been said for well over a decade now, but Fink, now that he has the ETF, he can make money off of it. So he's going to start saying the same thing that, the Bitcoiners have been saying for a decade plus. And this is when retail starts to pay attention. Oh, Larry Fink said that? It must be legit. Even though they've heard it hundreds of times now throughout the past decade plus, it takes somebody like Larry Fink for it to get through their thick skulls and click in their head that, hey, maybe there's something to this. But again, that's just how retail works, lads. That's how the hive mind works. They simply cannot think for themselves. Critical thinking is it's a rare thing in today's world. Also, A16Z donated 5 mil to Donnie T, which is good news. Let's get that W come November and see what happens. See what's going on with our live chat right now. We got Kylo the dog. Shout out to Kylo. He says, first chat in class sitting front row. Like the nerd I am. Smash the like. Thank you, Kylo. Appreciate your support, brother. And we got DJ Davey Park 7878. What's up, DJ Davey? We got H+. What's up, H+? Miko. What's up, Miko? Good luck with that. I'm curious to know which memes you ended up buying. Glasshopper. Is GTRUMP dead? That's an interesting question. Is it dead? Let's see. It's been moving in this consolidation for a while now. Is it dead? I don't think so, being that it saw its first initial move up here, right? It sunk pretty low, saw a move up. Not sure really. I'd like to see it catch a nice bid for the election. And I know the Trump coin and the other Trump coins are moving a bit now. MAGA back to 70 mil. Nice green bullish day. As well as the Trump coin back up above $5. So these are getting attention. Some coins on base are moving. Look, I would love to see GTRUMP pick up. Not sure why it isn't, but is it dead or not? I mean, I would go to the Telegram. I would go to their. I would figure that out on your own. I don't think that's too hard. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see this thing make a raging comeback when Trump wins, leading up to the election. But we'll see. We got Doles. What's up, Doles? He says, let's go. Been waiting all day. Appreciate that, Doles. Sorry it's a bit late today. Vasanth, what's up, Vasanth? Finally caught up to the live. Hit that like button. Yes, sir. Built like a thumb. Appreciate the stream. You know it. What's up, Declan? Smash the like you never smashed before. Absolutely, guys. Smash that up. Let's see. Everybody asking me about Qubic today in the chat. So, like we said, there's a $1 million buy order down here in this demand zone. And price is just simply making its way to where the liquidity is. So I remember clearly saying here on live stream that there's a very, very good chance price comes down here where that big liquidity order is, where that big buy limit order is, and is doing that. So, I mean, what do you guys want me to say? It's doing exactly what I said it would do, kind of. So obviously we all want to see this thing pump to the moon. But patience is definitely a virtue. And it's not like Qubic is the only one not doing too much right now in terms of these AI coins. DEAI is doing quite well, pulling back slightly. Base AI has been getting sold off. All these other ones. Now, I mean, it's important to understand. We've been talking about retail a lot in this stream. What's the whole point of investing, guys? Is it to buy low and sell high? Yes. I mean, looking at some of these charts, obviously there's a chance that these underperform and don't do well. There's always that chance. Qubic went 30x from my buy from a year ago. All right. Is there a chance that it all of a sudden falls off of a cliff and it's not relevant anymore to AI? I mean, there's a chance. I just think that's highly, highly, highly unlikely. All right. It's already done quite well in the market is what I'm trying to say in terms of the AI narrative. And when it comes to buying low and selling high, is this low or is this high on the chart? Oh, it's dumped so much. Duh, look at the Trump coin. Look at, like, buy low and sell high. This is just basic shit, guys. Like, you guys remember when I called the bottom perfectly on the Trump coin here? How did I know? Well, it was pretty damn low on the chart. What do we want to do? We want to buy it low and then sell it high. And there you go. 4 straight weeks of green in a row, and it went up 4x. All right. So it always feels 3x. Sorry. It always feels uncomfortable to buy at the most opportune times. Now, look, I'm by no means telling you that you need to go rush and buy Qubic or any other coin. You guys make your own decisions. But I will say is that the point of the market is to buy low and sell high. I'm seeing a lot of just complaining and stuff in this chat. Like, it's just weak behavior. Buy low and sell high. Like, look at where we're at. And many other coins are in similar positions. So yeah, that's what I think about Qubic. If you want to cry, I've got nothing to do with Qubic. They haven't paid me a dime ever to talk about it. Every time I've talked about it, it's because I've wanted to talk about it. So if you want to cry, go take that out somewhere else, away from my live chat. I don't want to hear it. And I still hold my Qubic. Let's see. Man with the Plan says tomorrow or weekend super pump. I think so. I think we're at that time. And Man with a Plan, I know you're big on the Murad memes. I want to talk about that actually, because a lot of these Murad memes are selling off for the first time in around a month. If we look at coins like Mini, it's below 50 million market cap. Let's go to the daily time frame. So all these coins went vertical. This is the first pullback that they've had. Right? This is the first time they're seeing any type of selling in a while now. So are these opportune? And should we be looking to buy the dip on all these different Murad coins out there? Right? There's Mini. What else is there? Lock-in. Also a substantial pullback here. It went from 95 million to 50 million. What else is there? SPX. I mean, this chart's insane. This is the best one. But again, your first pullback, all of these coins look identical. All their charts look identical. So should we be bidding these? That's a good question, right? That's a very, very good question. You have the delusional people that will just follow Murad and do whatever he says. And, he's not going to deviate from his plan unless he does a total switch up and does something unexpected here. All right. So with that, you'd expect the diehards to be buying no matter what, although they are either already in or they bought the top because they just kind of don't understand how to play the market correctly. If you guys recall, 2-3 days ago, what was I saying? I was saying it's pretty much time for these things to pull back. You don't believe me? Go watch the live streams from a few days ago and you'll hear it yourself. I would say that if you're going to buy a Murad meme, you shouldn't buy all 10 of them. You shouldn't buy all 10 of them. You should pick your favorite one or two and buy that one. All right, there's just too much out there. 10 is too much to copy now when they've already all pumped multiples. So you kind of have to be a little bit selective. Let's check out the America coin as well. USA, 35 mil. All these charts look identical, right? This thing went from 64 to 30. So my piece of advice with the Murad meme coins is there's a good chance these do see another leg higher. Although they've already put in an absurd leg in, and the big boys are responsible for these red candles. This isn't retail. Retail holds blindly. Retail listens to all of Murad's podcasts and never sells. They diamond hand it because that's what their leader told them to do. These red candles were caused by the big boys, the big money, hedge funds, VCs, institutions, whoever, market makers, right? They all got involved in this, and they're painting this chart. And there's a pretty decent chance these things do send again. Now, if I had to pick one, I think Mini is a sleeper. And in terms of what sticks out at me for a level, there's a chance it doesn't go that low. But I see this level down here, 35 million to 25 million market cap on Mini. I think that this is a pretty decent price to buy it at this point. People think it's going to come back down to 10, 15. That's highly unlikely. Maybe you get a flash dip into these levels, right? So what I would recommend if you want to buy any Murad meme out there is to find your level ahead of time. Also, lock in would be my second choice. Find your level ahead of time and be ready to buy it if that is something that you fancy, something you want to do. 50 million makes sense. It wicked directly to 52, got bought up. Just going to put what I see here. So yeah, that's my word of advice with the Murad memes right now. I mean, it is, they have broken all their parabolas. I have not bought any of these as of late, right? Since this dump started. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time they're pulling back right now. So keep that in mind. If you want to buy these, time might be coming soon for the opportunity to buy these at actual good prices, because all of this, you know, when you've seen meme coins pump before, you know that you're late if you're buying here, if you're buying here, because when the drop happens, it goes back to where, like, that's just the game. So that's why you kind of have to urge your FOMO, resist the urge to FOMO into things that are pumping, because they always do pull back. Unless we're in the mania phase of the cycle, they'll go vertical and then dump to nothing, basically. But anyways, that's the Murad meme coin scene. I think it's definitely worth talking about it in this live stream because, again, the opportunities to buy these coins, it's very short windows, right? When they're already moving and they already have critical mind share, tons of eyeballs looking at them. There's a lot of people out there looking to buy these things. So that's why you need a plan. Plan ahead of time and you'll be able to execute when the time is right. Let's see. I found this about Qubic. Every penny you invest will get diluted by the miners. What is your opinion about Qubic tokenomics? I mean, can that be said about any proof of work coin? I mean, I would need to see more to that argument. Smash the like, smash the like. OCJ says, thank you. Appreciate that. Trucker Steve says, Trump 2024. Yes, sir. Full moon coming soon. That's actually interesting. I haven't checked the moon indicator. We'll put that on the chart right now. So we'll go moon and put in the moon phases. And yes, so we are in some kind of moon phase right now. We are indeed in some kind of moon phase. The last two times these, anybody can decipher this? What is this? A half moon, full moon? Any hippies out there that can let us know? Let us know in the chat, please. But yeah, the last few times we've had these gray circles print on the moon phases chart. We've pumped, so we might be onto something here. We could very well be onto something with the moon phases indicator. But that is not something I typically use to analyze my charts. So take it with a grain of salt. Trucker Steve says, Kamala is sinking like the Titanic. Basically. We got a super chat from Kylo the dog with a 199 super chat. He says, Mu and B solid low cap pick with ETH reflections. The reflections are back. That's a 2021 vocabulary word, Kylo. I know you weren't around in that cycle, but reflections were a very big thing in the meme coin scene back then, and they all went to zero. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Mu and B. So yeah, we know the reflections is simply again, we were here in 2021. We saw what happened. We know reflections are kind of bullshit. Sorry, Kylo. I'm just being real, man. Like all the reflection coins from 2021, just it was a quick fad that fizzled out into nothing, basically. So with that, it doesn't make me very comfortable buying something like this. If you want me to be real. However, if it was bottomed out, it looks bottomed out, right? It's dead sideways. So if it's bottomed, it's now or it's basically going to zero is what I think about this chart. Basically has to go up where it's going to do nothing at all. Rigo says, damn, I just got on and Connor making people cry. Not trying to make anybody cry. Not trying to make anybody cry for sure. But hey. We got Glasshopper. Glasshopper says, full moon tomorrow, comment hippie. That's funny, man. And Rigo says, there's a full moon in California. Let's see. We got Moby Sage, aka DJing from the blockchain. He says, what's good, Connor? Been watching but not active in the chat. Always appreciate your content and insight. Thanks, sir. You've called so much alpha over the years and months. You're awesome. Long-time supporter, guys. DJing from the blockchain. Awesome to see here in the live chat today. Go subscribe to his channel, by the way, guys. Go subscribe to DJing from the blockchain. Let me just look through this. Let's see what's going on here. Crypto Cobain. What's up, Crypto Cobain? He says, you think DeFi is up next on the Trump news or gaming? DeFi is very underwhelming. I'm curious what's going to happen with Bitcoin here, guys. I really want to know. I'm really eager to see what the heck is going to play out here. DeFi or gaming? Well, gaming is getting a lot of attention right now because of off the grid. DeFi for the most part. I haven't brought this up, but there's a huge DeFi hack today with Radiant Capital. It's the Arbitrum lending and borrowing protocol. $58 million has been exploited. Radiant Capital contracts were exploited on Binance Smart Chain and Arb chains with the transfer from function, which allowed to drain users' funds, namely USDC, BNB, ETH, and others. And it says to revoke the approval of this address ASAP. But yeah, I mean, DeFi just keeps on getting exploited. I mean, look, let's take a look at the DeFi category here. I mean, what is there? MakerDAO, Comp, CRV. It's a random DeFi index. What are these horrible category things here on CoinGecko? All right, here we go. Here's some DeFi coins. Uni, Aave, Maker, Lido, SNX, RPL. I wouldn't buy any of these. I wouldn't buy any of these coins. So like buy and hold. So yeah, if you're going to invest in DeFi or gaming, invest in gaming, I would say. Unless you have huge capital and you're not looking for much returns, then you can go into the OG DeFi coins on Ethereum, and you can make your relatively small returns compared to what potentially can happen with gaming coins. And H+, thoughts on AI tech? And we have another guy here, Bull Run. He says, AI tech and AGI are surviving only because of great ticker names. YouTuber shield project, nothing special. Even their data center won't be completed until after the bull run. So I do agree with you in the sense that AGI and AI tech are probably two of the biggest talked about and shilled coins on crypto YouTube when it comes to AI, right? Those are the ones that always get brought up. Crypto banter, wherever. So with that, remember, we're talking a lot about retail in this live stream. They don't care. They'll buy anything with AI in the name. So because of that, I do think that these coins, will continue to do quite well. It was really interesting, right? Because we'll bring up Qubic again. Now, I mean, this coin and its returns, this was probably the best pump, at least from my perspective, right? This thing went 35x from the bottom. I was actually thinking about Qubic last night, and I just remembered what I was thinking about. I want to talk about it too. So let's see, Qubic from the bottom. Let's go ahead and use our magnet tool so we get an exact measurement. Right here to the top. 30x. It's right on par. It's right on par with like the best performing. Oh, this was AI tech, not AGI, but it's right on par with like the best performing coins from earlier, right? From last year to February, the AI pump. And then AGI was the big hit, right? This thing went 55x. But anyways, what I was thinking about Qubic the last night is it's basically just been attacked constantly on crypto Twitter by the Caspa people. And that definitely affected the outlook of the project because these people literally just every single day, no matter what, they would tweet negative things. And as the old saying goes, if you lie enough, whatever it is, if you lie, people start to believe the lie. If you do it enough repeatedly, repetition. Look at the clot shot, right? Same thing. People believed the whole entire scam. But anyways, I digress. Qubic's been verbally attacked for a very long time by basically little nerds. And that affected the public opinion of it because people, unlike myself, that discovered the project very, very early a year ago and decided to invest into it very early, do my own research and stuff like that, say, okay, yeah, this looks legitimate. So because it's been so verbally attacked for so long, here's what is going to happen with Qubic. I see only one of two things happening. In order for it to go up, it needs to actually prove that it's real tech. All right. It needs to prove that, it's actually building AI Garth and AI Garth is legitimate and all these things. If and when that happens, Qubic will go to the moon. If there's a bunch of delays and all this other stuff, and there's some big release happening in December for Qubic when it comes to AI Garth, all right? So that's something to look forward to, a narrative. If it ends up being a bust, well, then the fudders will be right. Now, here's what I'll say about CFB. What I'll say about CFB to the idiots out there that say things like, oh, he started 2 other projects and they failed. NXT was the best performing crypto ICO in history. It went like 100,000x. So with that alone, all I have to say are 2 words. Shut up. 3 words, actually. Shut up, nerd. IOTA. You have to understand that IOTA is a foundation, just like the Polkadot Foundation, just like the Algorand Foundation, which the Clintons are like part of, or they donate to, or something like that. All of these foundations, they are top-down corporate structures. And if you guys know anything about the corporate world, at least how I look at the corporate world, it's just pretty much total bullshit, right? It's very corporate. A founder like CFB that likes to do things his ways, he's not going to get his way in that corporate top-down bureaucracy. All right. So to CFB's defense, it makes perfect sense why he left IOTA. It makes perfect sense. There's a huge foundation that wants to do things their own way. They got to pay salaries. They got executives. They got bonuses. All of this stuff that means nothing. Basically, they got to take care of their employees. That's why the Polkadot Foundation blew their entire budget. All of these foundations are scams, is the message I'm trying to tell you. So to CFB's defense, it makes perfect sense why he left the IOTA Foundation to start Qubic. So that's what I think about Qubic. Those are my thoughts on it. And yeah, I mean, I get asked about this coin more than anything. So there you go. That's my real thoughts on Qubic. If they can legitimately prove that what they're building is real tech, which, I mean, I think they're doing a pretty good job on it, right? It's not like they're slacking off and doing nothing, right? They're definitely doing something. But if they can actually bring something to the market, all the haters are going to get shut up and this thing's going to go to the moon. But yeah. And also when it comes to returns, it's right on par with some of the best performing AI coins over the past year. Of course, it sold off. So did all the other ones. Did it sell off a few more percentage points? Yes. Why? Again, it got fudded every single day by those little Caspa trolls for months on end. So, yeah, that's my unhinged thoughts on Qubic. That's what I think about the coin. Now, you might say, why even be involved in something like that? Why not just go to a different investment that makes more sense, that doesn't have all this kind of baggage to it? And that certainly makes sense. That's an option. That's for sure an option. And by no means is anybody, I mean, everybody's like, God created free will for a reason. You can do whatever you want. So, yeah, that's what I think about Qubic. Not to talk about it for this entire live stream, but I thought I would bring that up. Do you have a service where you guide traders? Yeah, check out Crypto Empire Mastermind. First link in the description. Let's see what else is going on here. December 4th, first appearance of AI Garth. There you go. Some good AI coins, some good low cap AI coins we're getting asked about. Well, there's many. They're really a dime a dozen in today's market. I've actually been using ENQ AI's language learning model a lot, and I like it a lot. Right? I've used Coursal, BitTensor's language learning model a bit, and I've also been using ENQ AI's. And yeah, this one's definitely very undervalued, actually. 29 million market cap. Again, I suggest you actually test it out. So what you can do is you can simply go to their website. You can click on LLM and you can sign up or log in, and it's like ChatGPT, but it's free and it's not biased towards certain political parties or religions. Imagine that. So yeah, check it out. But yeah, just something I've been using recently in terms of a low cap AI coin. But yeah, I mean, let's see. Tau breaking structure right now for the first time in a while. Bitcoin sitting flat right on the daily open. Really interested to see what the heck is going to happen here. So Saga had a great Monday. It would be a shame. I mean, it already retraced the entire pump. So actually, like, this was a total false breakout here on Saga. Yeah, it looks like it wants to come down here to 250, to be honest with you. If Bitcoin blasts off, it won't. But if it does, look to bid Saga at $2.50. I just want to look at some of these alts. A lot of Monday low reactions, guys. To those of you following the Monday low trading strategy, a lot of these altcoins. Apu's still below it. Nice rounding bottom forming here. But yeah, a lot of these alts have put in beautiful Monday low deviations. Many of them. And Turbo's holding very strong, holding the Monday mid. All right, so my thoughts in general right now, in terms of the market, we went over the scenarios of what Bitcoin's going to do here. Again, we want to see scenario number one where it just simply pumps up, bare minimum tags the all-time high from 2021, and then goes into price discovery. But yeah, we'll see if we do get the pullback to our red zone. Now, look, I know I was a little Manu, that's a good troll, man. I know I talked about Qubic a lot today, guys. But yeah, hope that all made sense. I'm definitely more tired than I usually am. It's late. I went to boxing today, just using my left, but it wasn't boxing. It was more like running. The coach was pissed and just made us run the whole time, basically. So yeah, I basically ran for a full hour and came to do this live stream exhausted, but we got to get it done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you all tomorrow and have a great rest of your night. Connor from Crypto Empire signing out. See you in the next one.